When we're working with relational databases and especially data warehouses, what we often need to do is cross-reference data. When we're loading data, we normally will use ETL and do lookups and do various things, which we have other videos that do that. But sometimes we just need to maybe add a column and populate it by cross-referencing our data warehouse table or just relational table with other data. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to do that. One really good way and one kind of bad way, but nonetheless they both work. So the first, well, let me just explain the problem we have here. So what we have is a table, and this table has a list of locations in it. So these are stores. This is a surrogate key for the store, so it's just a number, the name of the store, the state, and we've added a new column here for region, but you can see this region has no data in it right now, and I'm only selecting a few fields, so obviously this table has more than that in it. We want to populate the region. We're going to use the U.S. Census's region names according to U.S. states. So this is all U.S. data, and so we have our state province here, and then what region that state is in. Some of them we don't have regions in this table, but for most of them we do. So again, if we look at our table, here's the region, it's blank. So the kind of most people would say, well, I want to update my store table, and I want to and then set the region equal to something. But the something is in another table. So a subquery is what a lot of people will kind of gravitate to. And what would that look like? The subquery syntax is set the region equal to, and then we'll select the region. And I'm going to drag some of these fields in here because they're, make sure I don't spell them wrong. Select the census region from that table. So we have our reference data table over here. And then we have to say where what. So we'll say where the dim store region, or sorry, dim store state province is equal to the state province in the reference table. So it looks like that. And this works. I mean, it really does work. It's fairly straightforward. The syntax is pretty easy to understand. If I run that, I'll update the list of stores, 2,000 rows, and then if I look at the results of that, I've got filled in California's in west and New Jersey's in northeast, so that actually did work. But there's a problem with this from a performance point of view, and that problem is it's not very inefficient. And this table only has 2,000 rows, so it's not that bad. If I had 10 million rows or even a million rows, this query would perform very badly, because for every row in the table it's going to execute a select statement basically and go out and look something up. So it's just select over and over and over and over and over. So very inefficient. So please don't do that. I'm going to show you a better way. So first let's kind of update our store table and set the region back to null so that we've got no data in there. And then let's write a different update statement. So what does that more efficient look like? It's what I call update from syntax. There's probably a better word for that, but basically what we want to do is we're going to still update the store. We're going to still set the region equal to something, but instead of doing the subquery, what we're going to do is put a query to update from down here. So imagine first if we said select from select some data. So I'll upload that star right now, and I said from dim store, and I'll give that an alias T1. And if I join that, and I'm going to grab this table name so I don't have to type all that, I'll call that T2, and I join that on T1 dot, and it's giving me some help on the equals T2 dot, and that's state. So now we've joined this table. So imagine then if we said we want to look at the store name and the census region. So if I go down here and grab census region, and I just wanted to look at this. So select T1 store name, T2 census region, from dim store, T1 inner join, and so on. So I'm just looking at a list. So now I have this thing joined together. I've got my store name and my census region, so that's pretty cool. What I can then do is just extend that from statement. So if I just take this and I'm just going to comment out that select, okay, and then we're going to say update dim store set region equal to T2 dot census region, and then I leave the rest of it from dim store T1 inner join, so on and so on and so on. And then come up and run this. Now this is going to run everything, but this. So just to make that really clear, when we just get rid of that, put it down here. But notice we started with a select statement, put in a from, and well, let's just make sure that we've got no region data. Okay, just to show you that it's no magic here. And then we run the update statement. It's updated rows. We do the select. So we've updated these. The same net effect happened. We've updated that. The difference is we really only have this query here and this query here. So what you'll find is this runs way better than the subquery method. So so when you do cross-reference, and you will, make sure gravitate toward this technique. This is going to work a lot better, particularly when you have large amounts of data.